You're not waiting on me, are you? Sparks?
No.
We're waiting on them? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now begin our graduation ceremony.
Class, hold. Right face.
Please stand for the presentation of flags.
Carry colors. Forward march. Detail, halt. Present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order, arms. Detail, face. Forward, march. Detail, halt. Detail, face. Post, colors. Ready, two. Right, face. Forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the Vermont Department of Corrections Honor Guard. Please take your seats. Okay, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Right? You feeling pretty good?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. So, welcome to the Vermont Department of Corrections 126 Graduating Academy class. I'm very happy to be here. I'm so pleased to see so many family members in the audience. My name is Heather Simons, and I'll be conducting today's graduation ceremony. First, I'd like to say I'm so happy to see babies and kids in the audience. So when they are chatty and crying, keep them in here, because I like it. Don't take them out. And it distracts everybody from when I go off the script, which is likely about to happen any second now. So, first I want to introduce you to the panel behind me. To my immediate left is Mark Patanis, Superintendent of Southern State Correctional Facility. And right behind me is Gary Dillon, Facility and Operations Manager. Hi there. Thanks both of you for being here. Today is the first day of the beginning of your career, but really it's the first day that you get to graduate, enjoy the certification of becoming a corrections officer, but also what you haven't realized is this is also the beginning of your learning career. And what we're going to be discussing today with everyone else in the audience is what the breadth of that is in terms of what you've been through for the last 5 weeks. The start of your career begins at your work site, but your days have been at the Corrections Academy in Lindenville. This is where you begin the foundation for all of your skills. This is where you start attaching the department's mission with the things that you need to know to keep yourself safe, the facility safe, and the offender safe. The recruits in front of me have been through a rigorous learning experience and very intense training that's involved everything from communication techniques to use of force techniques. In the middle of all that, there's a great deal of content memorization, and we pay very close attention to what we see in terms of their ability to adapt, to learn, to think under pressure, and to communicate in ways that are clear and professional at all times. This academy doesn't happen without the number of instructors that are lent to us from the various work sites across the state. These instructors are subject matter experts in the field that they concentrate in. They are lent to us. It's an effort from the work site. It's their effort. They leave their homes to come and train with us. And they work long hours. It's not just about delivering the content, but also about the coaching and mentoring that these instructors deliver to our class. As well as the instructors are the training assistants at the academy. There's one for every week. Again, the facilities make a sacrifice, and the leadership at each facility will send a training instructor to our academy, not just for the 40 hours, but they stay overnight. And again, they are committed to mentoring, coaching, and if there's one thing that our training instructors know how to do, and that's answer questions. They get a lot of questions. So now's a good time for me to probably admit that I am -1 contact, so bear with me. I think I'm going to get the names right. I want to thank the following training assistants. Scott Crowley from Southeast State Correctional Facility. I got this. Matt Christian, is that right? Christian? From Marble Valley Regional Correctional Facility. James Elwood from Southern State. Cassandra Boudreau from Chittenden Regional. And Mercedes Dela Cruz from Northwest State Correctional Facility. Thank you very much, those leaders that are in the room that freed up those staff to assist us. Also, Jim Rice, our Academy Director, works very hard to keep things running smoothly and is dedicated and committed to the schedule, the logistics, and the mission of the department and seeing that through with all of the recruits. John Leibold, who the class is, I would say, knows very well by now, who's sitting in the back, because he always sits in the back. Things just don't happen without him. And he's a training coordinator with our HRD unit. And I want to thank you, John, for helping out and for giving me the script that I can't really see. An additional thank you to the superintendent of Northeast Regional Complex, Al Cormier, who allows us to send our recruits to his facility to train, to learn, but also Al delivers training at the academy amongst other superintendents who are dedicated to the department in terms of it being a teaching facility department where we continue to learn and we make it as real as possible. And making it real means that we've got to do as much training as possible inside the facility. So thanks, Al, for helping us out again. The corrections officers graduating today have worked as a team, and they've worked as a team successfully. They've completed 5 weeks of intense training. Over the course of the 5 weeks, they were challenged as individuals and also challenged to work together as a team. As they progressed through the training academy, they met these challenges and they learned really to work as a team, which is important, while both supporting each other and holding themselves accountable. They met the physical and mental challenges set out before them, and they should feel prepared to take the next step as they return to their facilities. To put it bluntly, it really is not an easy 5 weeks. And there isn't the same number of people graduating today that started on day one. So they begin to feel that pressure right at the beginning of the class. It's not lost on me, and it never is, how much people have to sacrifice in order for folks to go to this academy, which is why it's always so nice to see the families here, especially the kids. They need to see their parents and their family members who've been through this enormous sacrifice and also survived with a great deal of class, an incredible amount of pressure. Some of the pressure is academic. Some of it is painful, and when I say painful, I mean physically painful, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And one of my favorite things to see in our graduating classes is the differences in all the ages of our adult learners. When we talk about learning and teaching and becoming a team at the academy, it's about learning how to learn again for many people. So the 20-somethings learn differently than the 50-somethings, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not so easy to return to the classroom. And for some of us, we never really loved the classroom, so it's still not easy. So when we're looking at them as instructors, as managers, and as leaders, when we're measuring their ability to memorize what's on the written exam, we're also watching them to see how they manage themselves under pressure, whether they choose themselves over their team, and what that looks like. And what you see with the class here is that that didn't happen, that these are the folks that were able to persevere, to come together, to figure out ways to communicate, because at the end of the day, the Department of Corrections doesn't wait for us to all get along. The Department of Corrections waits for us to solve the problem and manage the behavior, right?
Yes,
You don't have to keep saying that. Or today's your last day saying that, right?
ma'am.
Okay, good. Which leads me to a big thank you to the graduates. Thank you for choosing the Department of Corrections. Thank you for choosing this field of work. Thank you for noticing how important it is that we connect the mission, that we understand that we're not just protecting our work site, but we're also invested in our community, that everything that we do inside the prison makes a difference in terms of what happens outside the facility. I remember exactly 2 years ago at this same graduation, right in here, reminding us, all of us, as this community came together to remember Melissa Jenkins, the reason why people do this work. So when your days are long, when the overtime is brutal, when your supervisor doesn't seem to care, you'll dig deep and remember why you do the work that you do. You can just follow the rules. You can just get by and not care. And you can be a CO doing that. But you will not be happy. So stay plugged into what your mission is. Where's Tyler Prue? What were those things called that you gave him?
Purpose papers.
Do you have your purpose papers?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. You all do. That's amazing. Tyler was one of their instructors very early on in the academy and asked them to take out a sheet of paper and write down why they're doing this work. And if they adjusted it while they went along, that was fine, but to remember who and what they were about in terms of doing this work. We know where your paycheck comes from. I know where mine comes from. We all will know who our direct supervisor is. But when someone says, do you work for the Department of Corrections? Yes, you do. But what we really work for is safety and for justice. So keep that in mind while you hang on to your purpose papers. I saw one purpose paper in a Ziploc, which means they're getting kind of worn out, so we may need more paper, Tyler. So thank you very much for choosing us, for choosing this department. We value leadership. The department values leadership and professionalism. Each of the graduates here today have displayed these strengths, and each are worthy of recognition. In the spirit of recognizing outstanding performance, we would like to announce our 126th Vermont Correctional Academy Award recipients. I'm going to start with the Academic Achievement Award. This award is earned by the individual that completes the training academy with the highest overall academic proficiency. The corrections officer who led the 126 in academic average and earned the class valedictorian award completed the academy with a 98.65 grade point average. The 126 class valedictorian is Justin Lina from Come here. Stand right here for a second. He's from the Northeast Regional Correctional Complex. This is the part where usually I just, we open the certificate and I hand it over and he shakes my hand. But just to tell you, we're a holistic department and everything happens. Justin had a baby yesterday. Well, he didn't, his wife did. And then he came back to the academy. You're good. Congratulations. Next is the Outstanding Leadership Award. The Leadership Award is earned by the person who best demonstrates superior leadership and provides outstanding service during their training by conducting themselves with a high level of professionalism and integrity. Over the last 5 weeks, each member of the 126 was placed in situations where leaders emerged, and they have all stepped up and assumed leadership roles. The 126 was asked to select their class member who best demonstrated these leadership qualities during the training. The class voted, and the 126 Outstanding Leadership Award recipient is James Van Etten from Southern State. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good job. As the 126 neared the end of their 5-week training, the group had become a team working together as they trained. Part of the training experience is having people step out of their comfort zones and step into the roles of responsibility and leadership as they practice their skills. The class was asked to choose the person who provided excellent service throughout their training and who could best represent them to speak on their behalf. The 126th class speaker is Dominic Lorenzi from Northern State.
Good morning. Thank you all for attending this ceremony to honor and congratulate the 126th Vermont Correctional Academy. I would like to take this moment to congratulate my class on a job well done. As Mr. Leibold says, as everyone else runs away from danger, we run towards it. If I've learned anything from this training, is that Mr. Leibold is 100% correct. As corrections officers, we exhibit bravery in just showing up to work, and our trainings have taught us to be brave even in our most challenging moments. As a class, we have overcome many obstacles, from drama to educational feats, and working our bodies to their max. The career path we have chosen may not be the easiest, but it is definitely rewarding. I commend those of us who have lived away from our families and friends for the past 5 weeks. It is during these times where we show complete restraint and need our team the most. Remember why you are here. Remember what you wrote down on your purpose paper that first day, and keep in mind that false motivation is still motivation. We have all shown amazing adaptations to our environment, and I know we all will go on to do great things and help many inmates and staff. Before the academy, many of us were advised by current correctional officers about 2 particularly challenging weeks of this program. Those 2 being advanced communication techniques, also known as ACT Week, and use of force. We were told that ACT Week would be our toughest week, and during use of force, we would be sprayed with OC. ACT Week was a challenging week mentally. Beckwith's laugh definitely helped lighten the mood. This was the week our team started to pull together, helping one another study and coming up with creative ways to remember all the skills. This week set the foundation for our team building, and by the end of week 3, we had molded into a team. Week 4 brought soreness, which made us all stronger, proud, and the conviction we have no limits, mentally or physically. We learned how to physically defend our facility, staff, and ourselves, while learning how to verbally ensure safety in week 2. Day 4, week 4. We went through a powerful day of learning. We were sprayed with OC, a first for many and painful for most, a test to our character, our will, and our commitment to each other as a team. Through it all, we were supporting one another. We were there to help guide, help, and calm each other down. We learned a lot that day, but the most important thing we learned is that we will be there for our brothers and sisters no matter what. For me, that was the hardest and longest day of the academy, but it was by far the best day. It proved to us that even in the most adverse conditions, we work through any situation and can overcome any obstacle as long as we are united. For those who may not know, each class is given core values. Our values are honesty, integrity, and respect. Honesty helps us be true to ourselves and help others through any situation. There are times in life where it may be easier to lie, whether it is covering up for a friend or doing so to save oneself. Albert Einstein said, "Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Being dishonest is a sign of weakness, and as corrections officers, we cannot afford to be weak. Integrity shows us to be consistent in our work and in our values. It is easier to bend the rules sometimes than to be morally correct, but this type of corruption helps no one. Lastly, respect. Respect is probably my favorite core value. As Confucius once said, respect yourself and others will respect you. Respect runs through our veins. We have to respect ourselves enough to be honest and to live with integrity. We have to respect each other to help in times of need. We have to respect our profession, to show up each and every day, and to have our limits tested. We have to respect the inmates in order to understand that they want and need to be rehabilitated, and they need our honesty and integrity in order to transition back to society. I believe that everyone in this class displays these core values each and every day. And I believe that we will all go on to make a positive influence in the lives of others. I can honestly say that I am proud and honored to be your speaker here today. I'd like to thank Mr. Rice for his guidance, Mr. Leibold for his leadership, and Prue for pushing us. We are capable of much more than we thought possible. Lastly, I'd like to thank every one of you for molding us into the officers we aspire to be. So congratulations to the 126th Vermont Correctional Academy. We endured the hardships. We are stronger mentally, emotionally, and physically. We are a team, a family. We are one. Thank you.
Hang on. Almost. Okay, so we will now present the 126 with their graduation certificates, which will be followed by the profession oath administered by Corrections Operations Manager Gary Dillon.
Row, and hook. Last face.
Zachary Albarelli.
Congratulations, well done.
Kevin Baker.
Congratulations.
Jessica Berry.
Congratulations, officer.
Matthew Buska.
Congratulations.
Logan Clark.
Congratulations, officer.
Rebecca Cole.
Congratulations, officer.
Glenn Corbett.
Congratulations, officer.
Michelle DeBlois.
Congratulations, officer.
Danielle Dunn.
Congratulations, Officer Beck.
Thank you.
Detail, face.
Rebecca Egan.
Congratulations, Officer Beck.
Corey Farnham.
Congratulations.
Corey Ganya.
Congratulations, Officer Beck.
Danielle Griffin. Whoops. Oh, are you done? Don't whisper, I need to know.
Dunn changed her name.
David Hart.
Griffin Dunn.
David Hardy. Sorry. Sorry, John. Syed Hussein.
Congratulations.
Emily Kelly.
Congratulations.
Dominic Lorenzi.
Congratulations. Good speech.
Thank you, sir.
Justin Lina.
Congratulations for a couple things. Good job.
Who's that on the end? I thought so. James Mayer.
Congratulations.
Roll. Attention. Detail, face.
Brad Perrin.
Congratulations.
Travis Rock.
Congratulations, Rock.
Jesse Rose.
Congratulations.
Christina Roy.
Congratulations, Rock.
Allie Ryersback. Dylan Secoy.
Congratulations.
Michelle Thurston.
Congratulations. Welcome.
James Van Etten.
Congratulations.
Right, face. Take seats.
I'll now introduce Gary Dillon to deliver the oath.
Please rise. Two things, real quickly before this. We really did try and get everybody a bow tie. Tyler worked really hard at it. It didn't work. And I also wanted to point out that the honor guard that you saw today, in part, will be at Fenway this coming week, presenting the colors when they play the dominant Yankees. So,
Who's going to win that?
the dominant Yankees. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, state your name. I, acknowledge this oath and the badge of my profession.
Acknowledge this oath and the badge of my profession.
As symbols of the public trust in my ability and commitment.
As symbols of the public trust in my ability and commitment.
To provide for the public safety as a professional correctional officer.
To provide for the public safety as a professional correctional officer.
I agree to maintain the highest ethical standards.
I agree to maintain the highest ethical standards.
And serve the Vermont Department of Corrections to the best of my ability.
And to serve the Vermont Department of Corrections to the best of my ability.
I freely accept this responsibility.
I freely accept this responsibility.
And swear to uphold the humanitarian and legal principles.
And swear to uphold the humanitarian and legal principles.
Of the corrections profession throughout my career.
Of the corrections profession throughout my career.
Congratulations and welcome to the Department of Corrections.
Thank you.
Take a seat. I'd now like to introduce to you Superintendent Mark Patanis to deliver the graduation speech.
Thank you. Yep. I don't know, that was a pretty tough speech to follow. Nice job. So, go figure. Big loud guy and they give him a microphone. Nice. And I don't wear contacts, but I do wear glasses. Not sure I'll do much better than Miss Simon. Okay. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with a wrong mental attitude. Thomas Jefferson. Let me say that again, okay? Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. And nothing on earth can help the man with a wrong mental attitude. Those are important words. Think about them as we go on. So look around you. Take a moment. Look around. Okay? Everybody here, all my peers, your family, the panel, everybody started somewhere. Okay? Today is your new starting point. Being a correctional officer, it's not a job for everyone. You've made a decision that it's going to be, hopefully, the job for you. And now you've completed the first step. In August 1997, I was sitting where you were. I wondered at that point exactly how long I was actually going to be doing it. I still wonder pretty much every day. You know what I'm talking about there, Superintendent Marcoux. So I recently read an article in a trade magazine about emotional intelligence, or EI as it's called, in law enforcement. Statistically, officers who have functionally high level of emotional intelligence have a higher satisfaction rates and better career success within their departments. EI is categorized in 5 basic categories: self-awareness, self-management, self-motivation, social awareness, and relationship management. They boil down to the ability to manage your emotions and being aware of the emotions of the people that you're dealing with. The department teaches on a regular basis that when you have high emotions, you have very low rational thinking. Okay? Your job is to get those two to merge. But along with EI, there are some other key areas that will help you be a better correctional officer. Personal responsibility, integrity, which was mentioned eloquently before, and being a team player. Responsibility. Well, we know one of you've got some responsibility. You got a brand new baby, right? Yeah. Congratulations, really. And you're here today. That's amazing. Responsibility, by definition, it is on one's own initiative or authority. Abraham Lincoln. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. It is important to be responsible because by choosing to be responsible, you improve your life. When you act responsibly, then people will learn that you will do what you say you will do. And you can be counted on. Be counted on. Responsibility consists of duty or obligation that one owes to another or to oneself. One can direct responsibility toward your family, your friends, to your employer, and most importantly, to your fellow workers. Responsibility results in positive character traits that demonstrate a high degree of unselfishness. It also teaches each person that there remains something above and beyond them to care about. All jobs, regardless of what the job is, by their very nature are a responsibility. Being a correctional officer is a huge responsibility. It's a static environment with fluid dynamics. It is a place where everyone can make a difference if they choose to. Perform at least to your capability, but strive to be above the line. See it. Own it. Some days are better than others. Some days, a lot of days, you're going to work too many hours. Some days, everyone you come across is going to argue with you about seemingly everything, most of which you'll have no control over. You'll come to work in ice storms, in blizzards, in floods, even if there's no roads, you'll get there. You'll work on 100-degree days when the living units are like brick ovens. We're 24/7. We don't close. You will give time from your lives, from your families, to make other lives safer. And there will be that a lot of unseen acts of excellence that go on every day. And no one will even notice. No one will say thank you. But you'll do them. You'll respond to 1033s. You'll care for each other, and you'll have each other's backs. The responsibilities are enormous. Human life. There's nothing bigger. There's nothing more important. This is probably a good time for me to tell this little story. So, corrections, we've got a kind of a dark humor. Had a conversation about that earlier. Well, every week, sometimes more, occasionally less, I toured the facility. Now, for those of you who haven't been inside a correctional facility, in Springfield, our living units are, well, they're about this size. They're 25 cells. 12 on the bottom tier, 13 on the upper. And they house 50 inmates. Inmates are in uniform, and there's one officer in the unit. So, I walk into this one unit, and I start down one of the tiers, just doing cursory cell inspections. Inmates are lining up for me at the podium because they want to talk to me. And I get to this spot, and there's an inmate who's having a conversation with another inmate about 6, 7 feet away. His back's to me. I stop, and I wait, and all of a sudden he gets quiet and kind of turns around a little and goes, "Oh, you snuck up on me." Now, I'm 6'5". I'm north of 300 pounds. I'm the only guy in the compound wearing a shirt and tie. I walk into this unit of 50 men, and it drops about 30 decibels. And a line forms. So I snuck up on him. So I look at him and I say, "What are you in for?" He goes, "Oh, I got caught breaking into a house." I went, "Really? Go figure." So anyhow, you can't make this stuff up. Have integrity, folks. Integrity is adherence to moral and ethical principles. It's a soundness of moral character, honesty. Integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody is looking. If you have high integrity, you're trustworthy. If you can't trust someone, would you want to be around them? No. Our department continually faces challenges. Population issues, legal issues, staffing issues, financial issues, and moral dilemmas. Our department continually faces change. Change because of new laws. Changes because of new staff. Change because of new inmates. Sometimes change is for the best. We have to make the best of change regardless of its driving force. And this is done by teamwork and hard work. Teamwork. It seems like such a simple concept, doesn't it? Teamwork, right? The way that you carry yourself affects everyone around you. The way that you communicate with other staff and with inmates in our charge affects everyone. Don't fall into negativity. One problem employee can damage the performance and hurt the morale of untold numbers. It affects the entire team. Don't create unnecessary conflict. There's enough natural conflict in the environment you're going to. Smile, laugh, Think about sneaking up on someone, okay? Vince Lombardi, as long as I'm having a battle of the quotes here. A lot of you probably don't remember who Vince Lombardi was. He was one of the most respected coaches in history, okay? He said these words: individual commitment to a group effort, that is what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, and a civilization work. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. And nothing on earth can help the man with a wrong mental attitude. Welcome to the Department of Corrections, folks. You got your work cut out for you.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Steer clear of the women with the wrong attitude, too, by the way. We want to invite the families and friends that have come to the ceremony to stay for a little bit after and have some refreshments, which are all out in the lobby. I want to thank all of you for coming and supporting our new officers. I want to thank all of you for being dedicated, showing up. You should be very proud of yourselves today. Just remember, pay attention, ask questions, tell the truth, be nice to your family. And congratulations to the 126th. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd please stand for the recessional. The Honor Guard will now retire the colors.
Detail, home. Right face. Retrieve. Colors. Detail, face. Forward, march.